of the Dalai Lama's visit. Now, do remember that this is the Dalai Lama's first visit that has taken place since the pandemic. The Tibetan spiritual leader has visited.
Since you are going there,
you have to solve this problem through peaceful means. Use military force is outdated. Thank you. Please, sir. Please.
Yes.
Is the first visit after Jammu of the leader to Ladakh since the pandemic. I think we've got Gursimran. Gursimran, he was speaking to the media over there very briefly. We couldn't really catch what he was saying. Can you recap that for us, please?
See, I'll request Sarjivan to keep showing you the visual. His Holiness Dalai Lama is now leaving for the Union Territory of Ladakh. This is his first visit to the UT of Jammu and Kashmir as well as the UT of Ladakh in past 2 years, and now he's leaving from here for the Union Territory of Ladakh. His visit is having a real significance because it has come at a time when the Corps Commander level talks is scheduled to take place, and the China, as obvious, has been objecting to his visit, but he has yesterday made it very clear that he is not the one, the so-called what the China calls him, or separatist or any kind of other person, but what he's saying is preaching the Buddhism, and even the people in the China have started realizing it. He has replied to a question on the expansionist policy of China as well, a message clear to the China from His Holiness Dalai Lama, who leaves from Jammu for the Union Territory of Ladakh on his 2-day-long visit.
Right, as you're pointing out, of course, this he's flying to Leh and he's expected to stay there for a month. So pictures on our screens are of the Dalai Lama, the Tibetan spiritual leader making his way to Leh. Now, as you're pointing out, of course, there is considerable attention that's being focused on this visit. It's the first time since the UT was carved out, and also, after the pandemic, this is the first of his visits.
Yes, this is first of the visit of His Holiness Dalai Lama to the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and Union Territory of Ladakh. And during his 2-day visit to Jammu, he arrived at around 12 afternoon yesterday and now left for the UT of Ladakh. And he also held discussions with the students of Ladakh who are in Jammu. He addressed them today morning here at Jammu, only after which he is leaving for the UT of Ladakh. In UT of Ladakh, he is having a 4-day-long program that is going to happen. Today he will be reaching at around 11:15 to the UT of Ladakh, and after that a series of programs follow in the Union Territory of Ladakh. And at the time when he will be in the Union Territory of Ladakh, the Corps Commander level talks with the China too will be taking place. We have seen how the China has objected to his visit to the UT of Jammu and Kashmir as well as the UT of Ladakh.
All right, so as Gursimran is bringing us details of this stay of the Dalai Lama, which he will be there for about a month, that's what we are learning, but he did.
Yes, sir, one question, sir.
Thank you.
Sir,
Please.
Okay.
Sir, a single question. Sir, how do you see the expansionist policy of the Chinese side in Ladakh since you are going there?
Basically, India and China, most populated two nations and neighbor. Sooner or later, you have to solve this problem through talk, through peaceful means. Use military force is outdated. Thank you.
चलो चलो सर हो जाए
एक साइड हो जाए प्लीज एक साइड हो जाए एक साइड हो जाए
His question on how he sees this build-up on the India-China border, going on to say that India and China are both the most populous nations in the world, and they need to resolve this through dialogue. Do remember that the Dalai Lama's visit comes at the back of talks that are happening between India and China over the border dispute. I'm going to go back across to Gursimran, who's been tracking this visit and who actually asked that question. So Gursimran, the Dalai Lama over there saying that talks between the two sides are the only way out.
See, the statement of the Dalai Lama is not just a statement but a message to the China's expansionist policy. My question was related to the expansionist policy of the China, which China has been doing even in the UT of Ladakh, and he said that both the nations need to talk to resolve this, because both are big countries and they need to resolve it via talks only. This message is for the China, because we have seen that how China, using the military power, they try to change the demography of the UT of Ladakh. But India has always maintained that the issue will be resolved via talks, and India has always been on the front foot when it comes to the talks with the China. India has always maintained that they want good relations with the neighbors, they want talks with them, and this is what His Holiness Dalai Lama has reiterated ahead of his visit to the Union Territory of Ladakh, a 4-day long visit that will start at around 11:30 as he lands in the UT of Ladakh.
All right. Also, can you share details about his trip? It's going to be a month-long visit, and it's the first time that the Dalai Lama has stepped out after the pandemic.
It will be a 4-day long visit, and when coming specifically to the question that we have asked, the question was related to the expansionist policy of the China, that how the China is using its expansionist policy, and especially in the Union Territory of Ladakh, to which His Holiness replied that both countries need to resolve the issues via talks that India has always been maintaining. We have a bite of His Holiness Dalai Lama, the question which we asked him.
Basically, India and China, most populated two nations and neighbor. Sooner or later, you have to solve this problem through talk, through peaceful means. Use military force is outdated. Thank you.
Gursimran, now this comment of the Dalai Lama becomes very significant because the next round of military commander level talks will be held within the next few days between India and China.
Oh, yes, and this is really very significant statement when it comes to the standoff that has taken place in the UT of Ladakh between the India and the People's Liberation Army of the Chinese side. And now the message from the Dalai Lama is also very clear that only the talks can lead to the solution. And India has always been maintained at all public forums that India want the solution peacefully through dialogue. And it was India that initiated the dialogue with the Chinese side. India has made it very clear that we have the sufficient manpower. India has done a mirror deployment on the LAC, but India has maintained this, that we want a solution with talks. And this is what the reiterated by His Holiness Dalai Lama here in Jammu. And this statement is really very significant, because if you look at the timing of this statement, that he was leaving for the Union Territory of Ladakh, where the actual standoff is taking place, where the talks are about to happen, the Corps Commander level talks, which are scheduled to happen in a day, in 2 days.
Absolutely. As you're pointing out, Gursimran, this is a very significant statement. He was responding to a question from Republic TV. Thank you very much, Gursimran, for joining us.